Welcome to Smashing Success Stories. I am your host, Karen. I'm a speaker, trainer, and consultant. This podcast is meant to inspire people who want results without compromising who they are. This is for folks that want to stay true to themselves while living in a world that challenges our humanity. So welcome, humans, champions, legends, to Smashing Success Stories. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad we're doing this together. Let's get started. Excited to bring this episode to you today. I'm having a conversation with Courtney Bowman, aka Raleigh Cheesy. I did want to give y'all a heads up and an apology in advance. The audio in the interview is not great, and I take full responsibility of that. Next time I'll be better prepared. We were in an open space, which I absolutely agreed to because I wanted to accommodate Courtney. But also at the same time, I should have brought better equipment, like 2 headsets, and just been prepared for an open space. So the content is great. As y'all will hear in the conversation, Courtney is lovely. But again, my apologies for the issues with the audio. However, it's awesome. Let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, hey everybody. This is Karen with Smashing Success Stories, and I am here with Courtney of Raleigh Cheesy. Thank you so much for joining me today, Courtney.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And for full transparency, I had the opportunity to meet Courtney last week, and I really like your vibe.
Thank you.
Said hello to each other. We went in for like the handshake. Like I went for the handshake, and your body language was giving, "Oh, I respect. Let me pull back a little bit." And then I was like, "Wait, you're a hugger."
I am a hugger.
And you're an amazing hugger at that. So,
I love a good hug, and
Yeah.
that's my natural instinct to hug people, especially if they know me from the internet. I'm like, we need to be real life friends.
Right.
Like,
So.
right.
I did a little bit of research, but I'm not the kind of person that
Yeah.
goes too deep because I feel like that might be a little bit too invasive. Plus, you're very open.
I'm very open. I'm like, you ask me whenever you
Which
want.
I certainly appreciate. So with that, I'm going to do a little bit of preface, and feel free to jump in and provide us as much as you want. I found out about you through Threads and Brokers.
Yes, there it is.
And
There
then
it
I
is.
saw the name, and I was just like, she's local to me.
Yeah.
And
A lot of people, it's very interesting on the internet. Some people, people were following from overseas, right? So some people thought my name was Raleigh. Like, that
That's
was the
amazing.
first name.
Yes.
And I was like, no, it's... So people would be like, oh my gosh, where are you? Where are you located? And I'm like, I'm going to give you one guess.
Yeah.
One guess. If you get it wrong, we've got issues. But, yeah. I know. You're in Raleigh, and your name is Raleigh. That's nuts.
Well, yeah, they named it after
Yes,
me.
crazy. Yeah.
It's amazing. So, for anybody who is not on Threads, which join Threads, it's the best social
It's
media
so fun.
platform on the internet.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a wild west out there.
it is. And what I like about Threads is the lore of Threads.
Yes.
And we all know why it was started.
There's a lot of inside jokes on Threads.
Oh my gosh. And it's for the girls.
It
And
is.
of course, I follow stuff on Threads that I align with, but I appreciate that Threads was like almost built out of resentment. Because the app that was very similar to it,
Right.
that, let's face it, Threads is the appropriation of the app that kind of was the genesis of
Right.
short posting, turned into a shit show.
Right.
And especially for women, people of color, the queer
Yeah.
community, we needed a place that was not that shit show.
Right.
And thus, Threads. Meta, still not great, but safer than that cesspool.
Yeah.
Right? So, because of these awesome stories,
Yeah.
Bro Cruise, the cheesecake debacle,
Yes.
the
There's something
husband.
about a raptor that I missed that happened like right before Bro Cruise. And I was like, it was like ships passing in the night, like people kept referencing the raptor.
Yeah.
I had to catch up. It took a
It's
little bit,
it's
but I
just
caught
it's
up.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as soon as like you express some interest in it, heart react to something,
Yes.
now you are
all you
on
get.
that algorithm. And the
Yes.
algorithm, I love it. We built it by brick.
Yes.
So I found you through Bro Cruise. And I found you because Threads account pushed it.
I'm telling you what, I know. They started, yeah. It was
So-
wild.
Okay, so your experience with that, right?
It was very weird. Yes.
Was-
I mean, great, but
Yeah.
it was very surreal and weird.
Give us the background. Give us the tea.
Yeah. So I just love telling funny stories on the internet, and one of my good friends, he was on a bachelor party and just kind of like texting me, venting to me about it. And I was like, this is so funny. Like, just all these little things that are happening, and it's disorganized, and you're such a planner, and all this stuff. And I was like, you need to post about this. It's super funny. And he was like, no, I want to be anonymous. You should post about it. And I was like, okay, I'll post about it. So I started posting about it, just thinking like, oh, it's like a funny story. But it took off fast.
Truly.
And it was aggressive. Like, it was like...
aggressively popular.
It was like people were involved, and I didn't know what I was doing on... I'm treating Threads like Twitter, but everybody's like, no, you need to post under the same thing. It's like a different format, and I'm just trying to... I'm missing responses. People are like, oh, did you see Lisa Ann Walter respond? I'm like, no, I missed that. What are you talking about? And Raisin Bran is in my DMs, and all of a sudden, like, format, and I'm like, what is happening? What is actually happening? So... that weekend, I was going to Tennessee because my birthday was on Saturday, and then I was throwing a bridal shower for my sister on Sunday. And this was all happening the same weekend.
Oh my gosh.
So my phone was just blowing up, and I hadn't turned off notifications or anything. And my mom was like, what is going on? And I'm like, I'm going viral, but it's really hard to explain why. I don't even know how to explain this to you. And eventually by like Saturday night, I like airplayed it on my parents' TV, and I was like, here's what's happening. And they were like, what in the world? I'm like, no, it's like trending above the March Madness tournament and like the most recent episode of The Pit. Like it is, and it's been trending all weekend. Like it's not just like a momentary trending. It's like, We're on day 3 of this now, and it's been trending all weekend.
It's been trending longer than the cruise was.
I know. It was just very crazy. And so I was just trying to be like, well, I mean, what do I even do with, like, because the guys didn't know either. They didn't know that they were viral. And I kept waiting for someone to be on the cruise ship who was seeing it and approach them, but that never happened.
You did a really good job of protecting their anonymity.
I wanted them to, like, still enjoy the time. And we had the seaplane guy who reached out, who offered them this free flight.
So cool.
And we were able to kind of spin it as that I was this influencer posting about bachelor and bachelorette parties, which was true. I mean, literally 2 weeks before that, I'd been posting about my sister's bachelorette party that I had hosted. And so, I'm like, maybe this is my new side hustle.
You know, it's like how we as entrepreneurs, like that's immediately where our brain goes. Like, hey, I enjoy doing this. People are interested. Yeah. There's value in it. Right. Why don't I do that too?
Yeah. So, but I'm not kidding. I think the craziest part is people started sliding into my DMs, unleashing their like family drama and friend drama and like stuff I can't post at all. This is happening in my friend group, and we're all about to go on a trip together, and please post. And I'm like, I can't. Like, it will ruin your friendship. You know, like.
So, all these people kind of like sharing all their insight with you. You were a teacher.
Yeah.
Before starting the company. We'll, go more into detail with that.
Yeah.
You're a spouse. You're a mother. How do you feel that prepared you for blowing up like this and people feeling that kind of intimacy with you?
That's a great question. I have gone viral on the internet multiple times in my life for very random things.
Not even associated with this.
They're never cheese related. Absolutely. Have never once been about a charcuterie.
Okay.
I posted this reel around Mother's Day about like flowers that men should get for their wives.
Okay.
And it started like going by. It's like up to 700,000 views. It's like, it's up there really high. And I mean, it attracted the strangest audience. People were like, I love carnations, how dare you? Like, they were angry about the carnations. They were like, lilies smell like funeral homes. Like, don't recommend lilies. Everybody's cats will die. Like, the comments on it are bizarre. So it's mostly just like, and then I have people coming in who have never DM'd me before, ever, and they do feel like they know. They're like, oh my gosh, and they'll hug,
Sure.
Oh, I
Right.
That's great. But I mostly just I feel like I have face blindness sometimes.
Sure.
And I feel like I know all these names.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily recognize them out of context or like out in the wild.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm always like, oh my gosh, I know you.
Yeah.
And I know if you said your name, I would know it instantly.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of rambling, but I feel like navigating those different seasons of viralness.
Yeah.
And how can we take this and, I don't know, utilize it as best as I can for my family and for the company and whatever. Like, as an entrepreneur, I think you feel that. Of like, when Bro Cruise was happening, I was like, I've never had this big of an audience in my life. I don't know what to do with this. So I want to utilize it as best as I can. I love writing. I love telling stories. And how do I don't know, strike while the iron's hot, because the iron is really only going to be hot for 24 hours, you know?
It is a flash how quickly that happens.
Flash in the pan. And then it's just going to go away.
Move on to, the cheesecakes and,
Right. You only have the attention of an audience for such a short a time.
We'll say this, you did so well with it. I have this contention that when we are given that much energy, that much time in the spotlight, it's a responsibility.
Yes.
But I'm so glad that something like that was given to you, because you clearly have a very good heart. And without even knowing anything about you or looking into you and kind of doing a little bit of research, just the fact that one, you respected the guy's anonymity, and two, the color coding system made my heart so happy.
I can't associate anything else now. I'm like, that's green and that's yellow.
And red is everybody's favorite. Yes. We love a hot mess.
Yes. I mean, just a little chaos.
Yeah. So, well, cool. So with that, I'm really glad that I found you through Bro Cruise, because it drew me to you.
Yeah.
And I got to follow you, and once Bro Cruise had kind of simmered down, as we know, the way that Threads works is that we see posts and we see comments that folks leave on posts. And when I DM'd you,
go ahead. Fully hit me sometimes.
Oh boy.
And then sometimes people will respond. They're like, I love that you said this. And I'm like, oh, everyone sees this now. Okay.
Yes. So two things that when I DM'd you really kind of popped out at me. One, I really appreciated how you responded to something where somebody was being misogynistic, and you mentioned that, well, women weren't allowed to own their own businesses until 1988.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us forget how recent 1988
it's not that long ago.
is.
It's like 40 years.
It's wild.
Yeah. And it's like, everybody's talking about the legalities of that, of well, there was Mary Kay and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yes, but it wasn't legal everywhere.
Right.
It became this legal in all states and all cities in 1988, and you didn't have to have your husband's support, and you didn't have to have him also sign paperwork with you. You could be the owner, but you would have to have a man's permission almost to do it. And so I know when I found that out, I think I found that out a year or two ago, and I was like, that's after my mom was born. That was not that long before I was born. That's not that long ago at all.
It's so recent that it almost seems unreal.
Right.
And to your point about how, well, previously you needed this signature and all that kind of stuff. And the first thing that comes to my mind are, well, there are people who are not married.
Yeah.
And there are people that are in lifetime commitments that aren't legally married or not to a man.
Right.
And then you've got lavender marriages and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of waters down this notion of marriage being a wholly romantic thing, and helps us kind of understand that due to the conditions of history and the environment, sometimes people had to make do with what they had.
Right.
I'm listening to, do you follow Nicole Byer?
I think
comedian and
yes,
actress?
I know she is, but I don't think I follow her, but yes.
I listen to
I think she's great.
all of her podcasts.
Yeah. She's so funny.
She's awesome. Today's podcast, I was listening to it on the road.
Yeah.
She's got Esther Perel on there, relationship expert, has been prolific for over 20 years. And they're talking about how technology has influenced relationships. And because on Fridays, Nicole's podcast is Why Won't You Date Me? And I love that it's a shtick for her because she's been in a relationship for a couple years now with the same person. But it's just, she's had the podcast for much longer than she's had the thing. So she brings on people, all different walks of life, all that kind of stuff. Right. So in brief, Nicole's contention was that relationships are more challenging, especially on a dating side of things, because of technology. Yeah. And which is interesting, right? And Nicole initially, her thought process was because of AI and how many people are falling in love with their chatbots and all that kind of stuff, which, is a part of it. But also what Esther mentioned is that, well, technology also has the benefit of bringing us closer, and we can develop deeper relationships because of access to technology. But on the flip side, what a lot of people are doing is eliminating preemptively because of how much access they have to information because of technology. And it's not necessarily objective, it's confirmation bias. Right. Where they're like seeing these things and just yeeting any potential of even getting to know about somebody. And it's almost as if we are seeing our assumptions as definitive proof of something. And now there's a loneliness epidemic because people are pre-filtering things without actually having a human connection.
Well, it's like what you present online too, right? So it's how much are you willing, through the people I know who are going through all the dating things, or it's like you go through these profiles, and I've had my friend like show me his profiles, or I've had girls who like who work here who I'm like, oh, let's pull up your Hinge, go through their stuff. But it's just like, it's what you choose to present to people, right? Out of fear of rejection. So you're filtering anything vulnerable, anything that's not perfect, and then you're meeting these people who don't necessarily live up to what they have presented online. Right. And it's like all of our expectations are skewed now because we're presenting something different online and they're presenting something different online, and then those real people are meeting and they're like, you're not what you said, or you might have a little quirk about you. And I think the internet can turn into a really beautiful place when we show our vulnerabilities, when we become the people we actually are on the internet. Like, I don't know how to be a fake person on the internet. I really don't. I've been told to filter myself more because I feel like
you don't mind my asking by who?
By just people who want me to be more professional. They want the business to succeed. Are
they invested in your company?
No.
Are they managing your company? Are they being paid by you?
No.
It's none of their fucking business.
But it's just like I can attract and repel people by my vulnerability, right? If I, like, when we closed, what was that day?
Was it
in protest of ICE? We didn't close, but there were like businesses, around here who were all saying, like, there were a lot of public businesses who were saying we were going to be closed today. Small businesses can't necessarily do that, right?
Sure.
And I want my employees to be paid.
Right.
So we just made a post that was very similar to a lot of others in the area, just saying like, hey, we are not able to close today, but you can come in today and just hang out if you want. You don't have to buy anything. Yeah. You just need a safe place to sit if you just want, to
be in the company of people that
here
that you're safe with.
Here. Yeah.
It's being around people and being in a crowd that protects us.
Yes.
Because they definitely prey on the vulnerable.
Yeah. And so we had made that post, and I let my employees know, hey, I'm going to make this post today or whatever. Nice. And I mean, we lost a lot of followers that day.
Sure.
And I had lots of messages that day that were like, we're never buying from you again.
Good.
And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. Like, I think there's a big push to, and a lot of people would say, like, professionally, to stay politically neutral and to stay neutral on a lot of things.
There's no way.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that it's totally okay to be like, we don't align, bring your business elsewhere. And it might not change the overall economy of things. Yeah. It might not change people's perspective, But for us, we know that when we're providing something to people that vibe with us, we know we're not going to get as much pushback, and we know that it's something that they can believe in. That also happens to be a quality product.
Yeah.
And it might hurt our business, but what's also going to happen is it's going to draw the right people toward us.
Yeah.
With that, what is kind of like, let me ask you a deep existential question.
Okay.
What in your mind is success, whether it's in the context of your life, what you want for your children, what you want for your family? You can
Success
make it about
as
your
a
business.
person or a business?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
In general, it's probably, I would consider this business a success when we have, and I think we have developed a very loyal customer base that knows we are trustworthy people.
Yeah.
I think people trust us with very important events in their life. And it means a lot when we get the same customers coming back because we made such a good impression to them the first time.
Yeah.
Like, not just with our customer service, but like with the product that we provide as well. And I've always told my staff this, I've always said it's extremely important to me that we own up to if we've done something wrong, right? Sure. If we have arrived late, or if we have, missed an order, if we have done something that is our fault, I would rather make it right than like maintain my pride. That's
sure.
Way more important to me. To like, I don't have any, I don't know. It always irks me when businesses argue with customers and are like, well, you didn't say it, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's not a big deal. Like, what am I trying to do? Save face? Like, that's so dumb.
It's amazing what happens when we make it right.
And when we just be humble, like, just be humble. Like, we're all humans. We all make mistakes. And when you buy from humans, you're not buying from a big corporation. Target's not going to go apologize to you for anything. Walmart's not. Like, Wegmans is not going to apologize for messing up your cheese board, whatever, you know? We don't mess up that. What disclaimer? We don't. It doesn't happen.
But like, if it does, you make it right.
Yes,
Right. For sure.
And then, I think as a mom, I consider success like raising confident daughters. I think if by the time that they are 25, 30, and they are secure, confident, and doing what they love in life, then I will consider that a success. I think insecurity is like the biggest attack to women, and we're surrounded by all of this shit telling us we're not good enough, telling us we're not enough, and we're not skinny enough, we're not smart enough, we're not creative enough, we're not whatever enough. And if I can just raise two of the women in the world to be confident people by the time they become adults, they're going to change the world, like they're going to impact everyone around them. Like, people are so impacted by confident people, who aren't questioning themselves, who aren't doubting their choices. They're just secure in them. That's probably what success looks like to me as a mom and a business owner. I think after 7 years of doing this and developing the I think we have a pretty good reputation around the area, and
your ratings are really high.
They are. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the reputation that we have.
We also deserve it. Your food is delicious.
The food is very good.
You and your team are wonderful. Like,
I love my set, and
genuinely cool people.
They are
like
cool
the
people.
Kindness is there.
They really are.
We can learn skills. We can, find great ingredients, source great materials, but we can't teach people soft skills.
Right. I feel like whenever I've done interviews, and we've had so many people, and a lot of people have taken jobs with us, a summer job, or just to help out during the holidays or something. So we've had people in and out, and I feel like whenever I'm interviewing people, I kind of treat it like a first date.
Yeah.
Like, I need to vibe with you.
Sure. Oh, 100%.
Because then I know that you can vibe with our customers.
Yes.
And you can take the time, because a lot of our customers really want to talk. They really want to talk, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
They really want to talk things through. They want to talk about their event. They want to discuss every potential option. They want to see all the boards brought out and talk about potentials of what it could be and the kind of event.
Yeah.
And I need to know that the people I hire are capable of doing that.
Sure.
With how like customer focused it is. I'm like, I can teach you how to make a cheese board all day. I'm not going to ask you to come in the back and like slice a piece of cheddar and judge you for that.
Well, you know what, the charcuterie, the cheese board, the crudité, the dips, all that kind of stuff, of course, it's what ostensibly helps generate revenue.
Right.
But that consistent loyalty
Yes.
comes from relationships that we have with people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so true. Yeah. So I'm very grateful for my staff. They're really amazing. And you can always tell when you have a good team. I don't know. The vibes are good in the kitchen. The vibes are good in the store.
Yeah.
There's very much oh, do you need something? We'll come and help.
Yeah.
Like, team effort.
Yeah.
So I think after 7 years of teaching, I had gotten at that point, I'd gotten roughly like $1,000 raise a year.
A teacher.
Yeah.
A necessary service.
So
$1,000 a year raise. When cost of living has gone up astronomically, groceries
and
are
that
double.
ended, in 2020 when I stopped teaching. But from 2013 to 2020, I started 2013 making $34,000, and I ended making $41,000
as a teacher.
As a teacher,
we got to do better. Not you and me, the powers that be that.
It was just like. I was just like, gosh, in another 7 years, I'm only just going to be making, like, it just I felt like I was on a hamster wheel. I felt like I was going nowhere.
And the value that you provide is way more than, what they're showing. And, like, let's face it, nobody becomes a teacher because they're like, I'm going to make so much money doing this.
That's very true.
It's a drive to do something that it's compelling.
Yeah.
Well, I am glad that you made that shift and, reading up about like your experience, and thank you for your vulnerability, kind of sharing that, that you were done dirty, and I'm glad that you're doing something that people enjoy, that you clearly enjoy.
Yeah.
And the best part is you were doing it just for fun.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where, you know what, there's value in this. And it's not like you were like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to make so much money doing it.
Right.
You're like, no, I'm busy doing this thing that was an escape from the thing that was not as satisfying.
Right. And
I can do this
Yeah.
and contribute to the local economy. And the fact that you turn around and you're like, no, I'm going to source my ingredients local. I'm going to hire really great, folks. I'm going to focus on these. And the way that you share your brand, it's always with joy. I never feel like a disingenuous sales pitch.
Yeah.
Like even with Bro Cruise, you're like, oh, by the way, I make charcuterie boards.
Like, that's why it's called Raleigh Cheesy.
And I love that you used your business account to do it. Your brand is also you. When you go to your About page, it's you smiling, talking about exactly what we just talked about. You had, transitioned out of that teaching career.
Yeah.
It no longer brought you the type of joy that this was. There was a demand, and you just went for it.
Right. I don't know what I have to give as far as a brand when I'm separate from it. Right?
Sure.
So I have had people approach interested in buying.
Yeah.
But they hesitate because they're like, you have to be a part of it always. Or like, will you still have the following? Will the brand still have the following if you're removed from it?
Yeah.
It's completely self-sustaining right now, functionally, like day to day.
Good.
Without me. And that's why I have such an amazing staff. That was the biggest. When I had my kid 2 years ago, I had to write everything down and get all these systems in place.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I was like, hi, I'm not going to be coming in,
Right, yeah.
like making boards and
Sure.
I don't want people to have to call me when they're like, by the way, what is that thing we get off Amazon, or like what do we get from Restaurant Depot? Like So I made all these files and I made this giant book, and I like have all these systems in place because I was like, I literally don't want people to have to get in touch with me.
Sure.
And they did fine, and they did great, and everybody's done great, and now it's like its own machine. That's great. Yes, but I have had people be like, how do we separate you from the business? And I'm like, I don't know. That's a great question.
I liked your mention of art, how art came your career.
Yeah.
You didn't look back after that.
Yeah.
Why is that important to you?
I think art in various forms has always been a part of my life ever since I was little. Like when I was in first grade kindergarten. Yeah. You know, they asked like, what are you going to be when you grow up? And I was always like, an artist. Like I would always say that. That was like my number one thing. And then when I got to middle school, I was like wanting to be a Pixar animation artist. I became more specific, right?
Sure.
Once I found out that Pixar has these artists, and I was like, that is the dream. And then it kind of switched. Well, I did throughout high school, like, dream of having an art scholarship. So I, like, took art throughout all of high school, and then I was like, well, I'm not that good. And then in college, I switched to journalism at the beginning. Sure. And thought about becoming a writer for a long time, and then I was like, I don't know. I hated writing articles. Okay. I was in like newspaper journalism. Sure. Which I don't think, and so my first ever journalism class, you know, it had to be formatted a certain way, and it had to be like interviewing people, and I was like, this is actually terrible. I hate this, and if this is what journalism is, I don't want to do this. Yeah. So I switched to child and family studies, and I became a child and family studies major with a minor in education, and kind of went that route so that I could teach like family and consumer sciences to high schoolers and stuff. And that was a really great option, but I kind of just let like the writing and the art die. I've always had that in me though. Sure. Like creating and making things, and I've needed it to process the world around me a lot. So yeah, this being an outlet in 2019 as a way to process like hard things happening in my life made sense when I felt, because I felt like writing in another way was silenced, and I just had to use my hands. I needed to make something. So, I don't know. It's just always been in my DNA. I think. It's really cool how like this idea of there's this thing that I enjoy doing, like feeling that connection to something greater than us when we're in a flow doing something that we love doing. Yeah. How that thing kind of like got a little away for a little bit. And then when it came to a point where it was like literally, how do I feel human again? How do I get out of this thing that's like taking so much joy out of my life? Yeah. That thing not only boomeranged and reignited you, but you built a whole brand out of it. Yeah. How cool. It's almost like the things that bring us so much joy, we almost veer away from, because we're like almost scared of, well, what happens? Yeah. And then here you are. Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like you become very overwhelmed with the practicals of like, how am I going to get a job outside of college? And looking back now, I'm like, maybe I should have majored in like business admin or something. Like, maybe I should have taken at least one business course. You're the third person that I'm interviewing that started a business in 2020. The third woman that I've interviewed. I'm telling you what, if I had known, that was the scariest thing, because I had started October 2019, and then December 2020 or December 2019. Yeah. I told them that the spring of 2020 would be my last semester teaching. I was like, I'm done. But I had no idea. But I told them like, put the job posting up, you know, start interviewing. A lot of notice. That was very kind. Oh, I knew. Yeah. We all kind of knew. Yeah. It was and your soul was just not in it anymore at that point. You were ready. And I had some you know. I had some hard conversations with my supervisor that was like, you either need to become passionate about Latin. I was like, well, I'm passionate about teaching. Is that enough? Right. And they were like, no. Or this needs to be your last year. So I kind of knew. And then when this started taking off, I was like, okay, this is very clearly my out. Like, it was just taking off so quickly. And then 3 months later, COVID happened, and I was like, have I just made the biggest mistake? Because I just took away all my stable income. I just took away my health insurance. Yeah. I took away, like, what am I doing? You know? It's amazing how we don't need health insurance as frequently as we do when we're working a job that steals our soul.
Man, well, I certainly don't want to take up too much of your time. We are at 31 past.
Okay.
Was there anything else that you wanted to share? Anything that you want to promote, whether it be a message or more about you, your team, your company?
I don't know if there's anything I haven't talked about that I think talking about like the reputation that like building the reputation that we have, and I think that pretty much encompasses all of it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I gotta ask, I'm a big fan of like mantras and like manifestos.
Yeah.
What in at least one sentence, and you can go as far as you want,
Oh my God.
is something that if you could stand up and say, I believe, what is something that you believe?
I believe that like even the smallest things are worth celebrating. Like, how are we going to make this fun? How are we going to make this celebrated? How are we going to, just do something small. Like, it can be small and fun, and it'll make it just a little bit better, you know?
Yeah.
I also believe that you should always outsource all of your catering.
Valid.
You should
Based, but valid.
I'm not kidding. If you have said, listen, this is what I want to tell the people, okay? If you have said you are going to host a party and it stresses you out, don't offer to host that party. Don't do it. I know, even if you feel emotionally obligated or you feel guilty, if you know you will be stressed and become a miserable human being during the entire process, do not offer to host that event. Or at least bring in 2 to 3 other people who have already seen you at your worst and have them do it with you. Because I have just encountered so many people who have hired us, which is so lovely, but they are so stressed, and you can tell they are burnt out and like overwhelmed to they're at their max. And I'm like, sweetie, you didn't need to do this. Like, you should have handed this off to somebody else. Like, this is gonna kill you.
Yeah.
This is gonna put you in the grave because you're freaking out about your daughter's baby shower. Like, we gotta hand this off to someone else, you know? Or at least bring in her aunts to come and help, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or like, don't promise them that you're gonna make all this food and you've never made this food before.
Sure.
Like, that's when you do call us and just hand it off and say, I'm not making a million
and the
sandwiches.
Guests would never complain.
They would never, they would never know. Put it on a different platter. Don't tell them it was us. We won't tell. You're only accountable to you.
Yeah.
We'll keep your secret safe.
And we're not doing it because of those other people's expectations. We're doing it because of our guilt, our thoughts
you
of
feel obligated.
Do you find that people who share that notion are typically women?
Oh, 100%. I've never seen a man volunteer for a party in his life.
Huh. Interesting.
I have never.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's almost like we shoulder the burdens of groups because we know it'll get done.
There's never.
The cost of our own
and
sanity.
the people ordering food for the corporations are the women.
Oh,
you know?
always.
Like,
yeah, always.
the women are in charge of the food. They're in charge of ordering the food. They're in charge of hosting the parties. I have never. It's why our business is majority female clients.
Yeah.
And the day before Mother's Day, we get an abundance of men coming into our store.
I love that. I watched
never walked in.
when y'all shared the camera feed and you're like, busiest day, we get the most men today. Mother's Day. And you know what? Good for those guys.
I know. I
bet they made the women in their life so happy. That's such a thoughtful, beautiful, and it's so
cute of them. And they come in, they're so happy about it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, she's really gonna love this. They're just, they all have a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
We literally made a shirt that says "My wife sent me" on it.
I love that.
Because the amount of
good for them
dudes that come in here who are like, I don't know, my wife just sent me in here and said she likes charcuterie, or they mispronounce. They're like, she said she liked that chair catering board.
Catering.
And I'm like, yeah, we have those.
We got you.
I love that. love those chair cannery boards. Yeah, those are great.
And that takes a lot to be, again, that whole notion of vulnerability, of not knowing.
Yes.
And just showing up and having this, kind of esoteric phrase. Yeah. And yet they did it. They showed up big, and they loved their wives, and they wanted to do right by them.
It's literally made me one of my favorite days of the year is the day before Mother's Day.
Bless them. May their baths always be the right temperature.
Yes.
Their pillow always be cool. And their coffee always be warm. Their lobster be buttery. Their steak always be juicy. God bless those men. We need that. Sweet. Well, as always, Courtney, awesome talking with you. Yes. Always good to see you. So one of these days I'll get video going, and if y'all could see, your eyes have been glowing this whole time. You just radiate just goodness. I know that we also talked about your health journey. Maybe some other time. I'm just really proud of you because I know that's not easy, and you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, friends, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. That was Courtney again with Raleigh Cheesy. In the show notes, I'll include links to her socials. Absolutely worth following. She is a hoot and a half and just a lot of fun. What you see is what you get. Close your eyes and imagine beauty, grace, kindness, glowingness. She is everything and more. And you can see her on her socials as well. All right, friends. Well, have a smashing day. We'll talk again soon. Thanks for being here. New episodes go live every Monday and Thursday. Subscribe, share, and follow Smashing Success Stories on Instagram and YouTube. Bonus content and exclusives are available to patrons. Check out patreon.com/Smashing Success Stories for membership tiers and details. And always remember, whoever you are, wherever you are, just know that you are loved and that you are important. We are in this together. Till next time.